how do you lose your mouse clicker? It's so big.
Well, it is, you have to keep your nice icons nice and...
Grandpa size?
Yes, grandpa sized. That is exactly what we need. Let's see if I can click a button and see my mouse pointer. Yeah, grandpa size mouse pointer. Thanks, India. Hi, guys. Well, welcome back to our second national live stream. Welcome back to Alliance Crossroads, and we're doing our live stream about the Nationals. Let me correct myself. I was accosted right before we went live, and I was made fun of. My age, if you will, was. Anyway, we can't all stay young forever, and you'll learn.
Yeah, I've already got the knees of a 60-year-old, so I'm on my way.
Well, hi guys. I'm Tab, this is India, and we're going to give you some updates about the upcoming national event on the Crossroads site for Alliance LARP. So, we got a whole list of stuff to go through here, including meal plan updates, some stuff that we've gotten done on the site, some raffle updates. So we're going to just go ahead and chew right through it. So, let's go ahead and pull up some media here, because we love our media. So, we have been doing some work. Whoa, that went to the wrong side. Ugh. All right. So, we switched monitors as well.
We did. I know. Everything's backwards. I don't know, man. I don't know.
Oh, it's great. Just pretend.
James, that's my lawn now.
All right.
It's my lawn. Young
okay, so let's just give this a try. Okay, here we go. All right, there we go. Okay, so we've done some site improvements, and we're going to give you a little taste of them right now. So this is just a quick little helix shot of what is going on the site. So I've been working diligently on the site and getting a whole bunch of stuff done, and we're going to get a better flyover a little bit later in the show so we can look where we can camp and
look
such.
Look at those big sun sails.
Yes, those sun sails are brand new and installed for our comfort. It should increase the size of our tavern area, and I'm very much looking forward to utilizing them for the years to come. And again, that's thanks to your guys' support over the years and for this national. So, as we're getting into the national, we got some information for you guys that I'm going to try to pull up on top. So we're going to try to do a layer on a layer on a layer. So this is something we've never done on the show before. So
we
I'm
love
sure
trying new things during a live stream. We should have tested this.
It's going to be great. So, oh yeah, that didn't work at all. Okay, there it goes, kind of. Okay, so we have some food vendors that are going to be doing our food for the weekend. So we have some details that we're going to go ahead and give you. I'm going to try to come back to the main studio. See, now I'm overcompensating for the clicker thing, and,
I threw him off, guys. It's my bad.
Oh, my goodness.
I threw him off.
Yes, indeed. Okay, so now we got some stuff that is set up there, and I'm going to jump on and find the right menu to show you right away. So, we have 3 different food vendors that will be providing our meals throughout the weekend. I'm very excited to be working with these folks. The first of them, here's another intro. Let's go through it. Yeah, all right. So the first of them is Backwoods Barbecue. They're coming out on Friday night. The plan is that they will be serving between 7 and 9 p.m. on Friday night. Normally, LARPs get started a little late on Friday, and I will not expect that we will be an exception.
No.
But check it out. This is the menu. If you want to, you can pause and get a longer view of the menu. Me and Indy will pause for you. All right, so we paused for you so you can get a longer look at this menu to see all of the different options. Now, as you can see, the cost of the breakfast plate now, Backwoods will be covering our Sunday breakfast and our Sunday meal, hence why they have a breakfast option here. So that is the breakfast option: a biscuit with gravy, scrambled eggs, choice of sausage or bacon. Pretty limited on the vegetarian side of things for breakfast. We will do what we can. Again, India will go into some details about what we can allow on site legally and or not. The dinner times for both Sunday and Friday night, it's going to be pulled pork, cheeseburger, or chicken shrimps, your choice, with a choice of 2 sides. And you can, it's pretty self-explanatory. So these prices, we really tried to work out a prepay plan, but with working between 3 different vendors, it's just untenable, because if we were to take all the money via PayPal would take their cut, and that would mean we'd have to charge you more than they would be charging you face to face to eat. So it's just going to be a straight pass-through cost, guys. These are some good folks. Hopefully these guys will hang on with the site and come out and vend at the Ren Fair later on this year.
They did last year, right?
I'm not sure if Backwoods themselves did. I think
it was Backwoods.
I think so.
I had some good brisket.
Yeah.
I know I did. I think it was Backwoods.
Well, on to our next vendor. This is the Saturday morning. So we're hoping to get our breakfast times in between 8 and 10 a.m. on both Saturday and Sunday. The Saturday vendor is known as the Crepe Escape. Yes, it is a crepe bus, folks. So this is the selection that they're giving us for that morning. It's a cool little microbus that comes out. I see them in Greenville from time to time. But we got some crepes there. As you can see, the prices are listed. I love the names themselves. It's bananas, J Appleseed, Falling for Crepes, Holy Crepe.
I want the crepes of wrath. I want it right now.
Crepe expectations. Something a little cool, and we wanted to give you guys a good variety and at a reasonable price point for what you're getting. And our final.
See, everybody likes the crepes. I knew the crepes were a great idea. You said crepes, and I was like, the crepes have to happen now.
Yes. So with this menu as the last one, we're going to have to pause for a minute. So pause. All right. So you got all the time you need to check this menu out. And I'm going to come back to the studio while I find the last menu on our list here. You want to make an announcement for the specialty dietary stuff?
So with the food vendors, we do have vegetarian options for the food vendors. With the Friday night, it's going to be a little bit more limited just because it is a barbecue truck. And they are just limited on what they have. So for cooking on site, because of the type of campsite that we are limited to the amount of the number of cooking fires / cooking equipment that we can have on site. So we are asking everybody to please not cook on site unless you have a specific dietary need. And if you do, please reach out to me personally so I can notate that down on our forms that we're keeping track of everything with. If you do need to bring food for snacks, lunches, or even I know a lot of players sell food in game to make coins. Fantastic. I love that. It's great. We are asking you, if you are bringing food and you're bringing food to sell especially, no cooking on site for selling. It has to be pre-made, like breads, cookies, treats, bags of trail mix, whatever it is. There can be no cooking on site throughout the day, and we cannot have you guys cook food and sell it. That will get us in a big trouble with the county, which is why we're going through the food vendors. Yeah, each of these food vendors will have their certifications. They have to have them posted at either their trailer or their truck. And they have to be vetted by the county and inspected, and I have to let the county know who's showing up, when they're showing up, and when they're serving. And it's a bit of a to-do to get everybody coordinated on out here, so I want to thank the volunteers that will be helping me get these vendors in and out throughout the weekend. So there will be a segment of the parking lot that will be unparkable, even though there's nobody there, and even though it looks so convenient because it's right there. That's where the food has
has to go.
Yeah, food has to go somewhere.
So don't be the guy who puts their Audi right in the middle of where the food truck has to park and stopping the food truck because you're off solving a lock puzzle on the back half of the site.
Yeah, don't do that.
No.
No.
Speaking of...
You get no soup.
Yeah, no soup.
No soup
speaking of, the last menu item is Saturday night. I know this is a little out of order, but since this is a live stream and you can essentially watch it over and over again and pause it, you can put it in right order.
And they'll be posted on the forum later tonight with the, here's your Friday night, Saturday morning, Saturday night, Sunday morning, blah, 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 with the menus posted with the prices on them so you guys can plan ahead. I believe the vendors do accept cards. Yep. If you can do cash, since you do have some time to prepare that, please do cash. Also, tip your vendors, guys.
Yeah, they're going to have people working out there for them, and tips are a part of what they do, and they are providing us a good service that is above and beyond what our individual capabilities currently have. So the last menu that we have is Food and Company, the mobile catering service. It is doing our Saturday night, which will be a pasta night. So we have a
carb load to run around.
Yeah, meat and noodles. Meat and carbs, and of course, the vegetarian option, stuffed vegetables with the vegan marinara sauce. So again, it's not all going to be perfect, but the vendors are going to try to have limited options, but options, more options than zero.
Yes.
And as you can see, we're only planning 2 meal times a day as far as the vendors are concerned, because they will be open for a time. And we want to just keep the game running, and stopping it 3 times for 3 different meals. We couldn't sign the vendors because there's a local festival, and 2, it's just a lot more hopping and a bopping. So
and the less time that we have to park a food truck, the more time you guys get to spend immersed in game, because we do want to keep it as immersive as possible. Food trucks are hard to make immersive, especially when people are handing cash and cards back and forth, but we want you guys to eat more than we want you guys to feel as immersed as possible 24/7. We'd rather you guys eat food.
And the real, I don't know, the thing that I always kind of come to when it comes down to like the food and the immersion breaking or not, yes, the food can be a tremendous part of your gameplay experience when it's done very well. But other times it just feels like any other cafeteria, any other chow hall. So it is just, we're going to try to give you a slightly higher quality of food than we would normally have with the volunteer basis that we have at Crossroads. Something that's a little, has some variety. We wanted to kind of hop around the menu choices. We did the best we could within the price points that we have.
In the small town that we're in as well.
Incorrect. So the barbecue place is Friday night, Sunday morning, and Sunday night. That is Backwoods Barbecue. So they'll be doing one breakfast. And then the Crepe Wagon is Saturday's breakfast. And then the caterer is Saturday night's
the pasta night.
Meal.
Yeah.
Pasta night.
Yes.
I hope that helped, Beaky.
And again, it'll be posted in the forum with like timelines and menus with the timelines so that you guys have a visual to look at.
So the cost, as far as I ran it up, was it works out to about $70 to get a meal each time at the place. So again, it's comparable to your higher end, costlier meal plans. Yeah. So, hey Dave. So those are the meal plans. We got the 3 vendors coming in. I've been talking to them. They're all really cool people, and hopefully, I'm hoping to book them for the Ren Fair as well. So, vendors, if you're watching, we'll talk first weekend in November. All right. So here we go with some. We got the meal plan done.
Meal plan's done.
So the hotels.
Hotels.
All the hotel information, India's going to be posting in the chat right now. All right, for the hotel blocks. There has been one issue that's been reported to me, but it was so it's at the Super 8, and what it essentially sounds like is we have corrected the dates. They were initially going off incorrect dates, and the first batch of reservations was done under them. We corrected the dates, so everything forward should be correct. And then everything else, I think it basically worked out to, if they were to change and fix those reservations, they would have to cancel those reservations and then restart, and they would have to recall the person, so they just wanted to keep it on the books. And they said that at the counter, you can just say that you're checking out when you're checking out, and no hotel can legally keep you longer than they're supposed to. So,
No.
And if there's an issue, give us a ring, and we'll handle it. But other than that, all the hotel information, if you're looking for local places, again, there's some mom and pop shops out in Greenville that it's about 15-20 minute ride. Some of them are increasing in quality as things have been opening up over the past year.
Yeah.
So
some of them have not talked to a local local Crossroads player if you want to know more.
Yeah.
The Quality Inn, if I remember correctly, is I think $84 a night pre-tax. The Super 8 is $74 a night pre-tax. So you can get the full price quotes when you actually look on their site or talk to them. With the Super 8, you can't book online. You have to call them. Yeah. But they're both just right down the highway. When you stay at some of the other local places, you do have to contend with back roads, which means contending with locals and deer. Yeah. So.
And one of the places is right across the street from like a bar.
Oh, the Diviest Bar. It's an experience. That's what it is.
I mean, it's a good time when you want to go out to a bar, but if you just want to
crawling back to the hotel at 3 a.m.
you might
covered
see some
in
people.
Green body paint, you're going to see some people.
So, that being said, those are the food and the hotel accommodations for the national event. Again, we did the best we could for you with the time allotted, and I hope that it is going to be a pleasurable experience for everybody involved.
Drinks are wet.
The drinks are indeed wet.
Not all the time, actually.
So, on to some other detail type stuff. So I'll give...
while he's getting that, also, we didn't mention it, but you guys can always camp on site, too.
Yes.
Camping is still an option.
Yes. And while we're going to switch to some visual aids of the sun sail installation, this is a little time-lapse shot. We want to talk about some of the donation opportunities out there. One, our Amazon wish list is still active. Probably the next couple days is the best time to order something off of it if you want it to make it to site and be utilized for the national event. But we've had a bunch of cool stuff come in, and you can actually see on the time-lapse here on the polls, a couple of the things that were on the wish list are actually being utilized on the site right now, and they're permanent additions to this permanent LARP site. So it is super, super cool to have your support and getting all of these things done, because anything that comes off of that list is either a really cool piece of like fluff or really intricate things like the radio sets that we just got from you guys. So thank you so much. I'm so
excited for the radio sets.
So much. It is they're gonna make running our events so much easier. It is a huge punch in the arm to this organization, and it is accelerating our growth and our capabilities. So check out the Amazon wish list.
Thank you, Brooke, for the radio sets.
Yes, thank you.
Please follow the instructions above to get your credit for that.
Yes, guys, if you got stuff off the wish list, please follow those instructions so we can make sure to get you your dragon stamps, because that stuff is making a huge impact.
It is.
And it's really like, there's also some like cool stuff that's just like, oh, those are like light up eyeball plants. Like that's
they are.
Yeah, the cool little things that are just going to make the events pop that much. So guys, thank you, truly, thank you so much. Now I'm going to hand off to what I'm sure some of you have been waiting for: details about the raffle.
The raffle.
Take it away.
So it's a bad link. Thank you, James. I will look at that and fix that. So the raffle, we have been working on trying to get the details of the raffle for a while, and what we've come up with. So let's start with the small stuff. Every $5 you donate to the Nationals gets you one entry into our magic item raffle. Now these will be tags for the magic items. There'll be transfer gems in-game that you can transfer to an item of your own that you prefer to have it on. These will be randomly distributed based on which one we pull and which name we draw. You can then do what you want with them. If you want to use them, great. Sell them, okay. They're yours. For every $50 that you donate to Nationals, you get 1 entry into our grand prize raffle, which is a $100 gift card to B3 to make your own weapon, to put that tag on if you win 2 things. So every $50 you spend, you get entered into the B3 raffle. Every $5 you get an entry into the magic item raffle. And if we get more things in the meantime, there'll just be more stuff to give out to you guys. So
Yeah.
I'll
Awesome.
be posting more information about the raffle on the forums as well.
Indeed. And we will be announcing that on Friday opening remarks.
Yes, we're doing the raffle draw right after logistics Friday night during opening remarks so that you guys have these shiny new toys to use over the weekend.
And
Except the custom B3, because that takes time.
Yeah, and we're shooting for opening remarks at between 8 and 10 p.m. on Friday night. Yeah, we're gonna do our best with that. So some of the turnout that we're seeing is pretty impressive. Right now we have a event on Crossroads in 48 hours, something like that.
Wait, what?
Yeah, we have an event this weekend. Yeah!
Did you say 48 hours?
Well, something like that. No, 72.
Friday. 72.
72.
72 hours. Give me my extra hours, Tab. I need them.
We certainly do.
Please.
So, this weekend we're having an event at Crossroads. Yes, you
Yes.
will be getting, so the question was for those that donated pre-plan change. Yes, from the very beginning of the national donation drive, everybody's contributions
Yep.
have been tracked and will be honored.
I'm getting the link for you.
Yes, indeed. So another cool thing that you can do is donate snacks.
Yeah, you guys bring
like
us
weekend
food.
of.
Yeah, bring us food, bring us snacks, bring us water,
Yep.
Gatorade. Oh yeah, all of that. I will happily take it from you with a smile, a single tear, and then just hand you some goblin stamps and dragon stamps.
Most definitely. Most definitely. I'm still trying to get my train of thought that I had right before I saw that question, and it was there, and then it was gone. So we're going to try to get opening ceremonies, opening remarks done when we can, hopefully at that time frame.
Yes.
But that is up to you guys. So yeah, turnout. So we
Yes.
now for our event this weekend, that's right, an event this weekend. So we're going to show a little cool flyover of the site as it was a couple of days ago.
The bad kids get hung from the power lines by the feet.
Yeah. So we're going to pause it so I can explain some things. But our turnout right now, our pre-registrations for the September game, the one this weekend, is 3 short of our attendance record.
Which is insane to me, because there's a national game 2 weeks after that game.
Yes, and the pre-registration for the national game has destroyed our attendance record.
Absolutely wrecked it.
So we are very much looking forward to you guys coming out here or out there and checking out the game. So let me see if I can pause this at the right time. I think I take a little turn, but just in case, can you see my old... Look, that is not an oversized pointer. That is not...
That's because we're looking at a mini screen.
That's a no-
If you-
It's not a grandpa's size. Anyway, so I did, before I mowed the rest of the fields here, if you can see kind of an outline here, I wanted to show the basic track of where we want people camping. So imagine this area, that area, a strip there, this strip right here, in here, and right in here is all tentable area. Like guaranteed you can get a tent there, and case by case we're going to come up. I'd like it to be a little bit more uniformed, and we're going to test some of the designs this weekend with our local game. But at National, we really want to have that central road there going through, just so we can make it feel a little more town-like, and have everybody have their little tract of land, so we can still play the game through there safely. I like the area around the fire pit and the sundial to be open for interactions.
You don't want tents right by a fire pit? That's
Who knew?
What?
Yeah.
We're best friends with the fire department, though. They love us.
We will be limiting the amount of fires on site.
Yes.
One, because of the dry season that we've had, and two, just basic safety.
Yeah.
So we may have a large fire that's really dependent on the local fire marshal and limitations of the season, but we do have those cool little sconces that we'll have, and then we do have an excellent amount of artificial lights that we're going to have out, which came from that Amazon wish list. So again, that's where we're going to ask all of our tenters to go. I'm willing to go as low as the jousting field. For some of the larger tents, I think someone wanted to have a very in-period tent, which would also be available to go up here on the top of Rogues Ridge, which is kind of behind our head right now. Let me see if I can get a good turn. Yeah, there.
There it is.
So up in here is clear outable area, and it is flat-ish. But I would say for there's a group that wants to put up, I think, like a 10 by 30.
It's a 10 by 30, yeah.
Yeah. So that would either be down here in the jousting pit or up here. I know the Royals for the Ren Fair put their big tent up here, so there's flat enough area. But again, case by case basis. I just want it to make sense for everybody, so when they see it, it's like, oh, cool little tent city, instead of just a chaotic layout.
We're looking for Tetris, not Mosaic.
Yes. So up here, again, everything has been freshly mowed as of last week, or actually yesterday. No, day before yesterday. So right
Time
here...
doesn't exist to us anymore.
Yeah. So right here, where my pointer is, that is essentially a plateau right there. It still goes up the hill, but it is... so you can take a regular car, as long as it is not raining, and drive it all the way up here and park it in a line right there. If you have an all-wheel drive car, you can park it in a line right there. And if you have a four-wheel drive car, like a for-real one, you can park anywhere. The hill gets a little steep right in here, but like your regular Jeeps, your Cherokees, your SUVs, if we have to get them up there because we're overflowing with parking, we totally can, totally safe. You will not bottom out if you we're going to have something called a ground guide to walk in front of you while you're driving on the site, and it has to be kept at a low rate of speed, again, for safety.
Don't go careening off the hill, please.
Please don't.
Please don't do that.
And I've pulled plenty of people out of the front of the site when they park too deep in the mud.
Yeah.
But we should have a limited amount of that. We have a wood chipper that, although it is small, it is mighty in doing its best. So those giant, I'll jump back to this. Those giant bales of wood that have been cut down over the past month and removed from a place that I'm going to try to pull up next. If we go back to the studio, I have some first-person footage of the drone fly-through of. Okay, so this was Tuesday, before I left site to come back to Asheville to do this. So this was yesterday, and we're going to fly through up towards Rogues Ridge. Now, I have the wood chipper is working as much as I can work it. I got some volunteers coming to help me with it. So all of these this stuff that we cut down right there should be gone. The mystery pile of blocks should be something more ornate by times you guys show up to play.
Not mystery blocks, but a mystery thing now.
Yeah, we're going to try to stylize it so it can be tactically advantageous for like a holdout point. And hopefully, I'm trying to get it to where there's a wall of forcible entryway spot on it, so you casters can do more like tactical cool things with little structures. So as we're flying through Rogues Ridge here, those of you who've been on the site for a while, it looks a little different. All of these trees were impassable before, and now we can run through darn near the entire thing. Anything that is thick has been purposely kept that way to try to cut the sight lines, so it's a really dynamic place to play.
I mean, it was passable before. You just had to sacrifice your knees usually to fight pine trees, just like going.
Yeah, and we're pulling everything out there, and all of those little like ruts and foxholes and muskrat holes that are on the site and snake holes. We're going to be using those wood chips to fill them all in, as well as some of the softer spots. So it's all using the stuff that we've already cut down, any of the usable timber that we've felled, and we've only dropped a couple of large trees, but we're hoping to make a in-period structure somewhere on the site. I'm not sure if we're going to pull that off before the national, but it is some cool stuff happening at Crossroads, no doubt. So that's our fly through of Rogues Ridge. I'm going to come down with the drone down into the trough behind Rogues Ridge, which I guess is
Low Road.
Yeah, Low Road. I guess we should name some more things on site. I'm going to work on that over the next little while.
Yeah, that's
here.
Low Road though. The one that passes the Earth Circle. That's Low Road.
Yes, indeed. So we've gone over the basic site layout, and we're showing you some of the stuff that we've cleaned up. Some other types of details that we can go over are shuttle opportunities. For those of you who are traveling in, jump onto our Discord and go into the travel coordination stream. I think a link is going to end up showing up. I know that there is someone who's going to be able to do one run or two from the Knoxville airport. So that's from the west side of the site. From the east side, we have a lot of people that are going to be driving up north and through the south, from the north and from the south through Johnson City, that Tri-City airport. So I would recommend coordinating for those of you who need rides to go ahead and jump on that thread and see who can help you out.
The earlier you do it, the better, because then we can plan everything else around picking you guys up instead of trying to fit you guys into our plans.
Very much so. All right, so I got here one of the props that we're going to be using, and I just wanted to show it to you to give a visual to some of the stuff that we're going to be doing. So this is the map of the site. All right, some of you have seen it before. So this is NPC Camp's copy. All right, so the idea that we're running with is that if you have, I don't have a table here. So this is laid out in your tavern, all right? And there will be points on the map that
It'll be labeled.
You will be vying for control. We are going to have a...
So you see all this fog on the side here, guys?
Yeah.
This fog here on the side. So this map, part of the game, is going to be unlocking the rest of the site because they are currently controlled by the enemies. So you'll see this map now. You see all of its details. During game, most of this is going to be covered by fog. When you guys get to one area and clear it out, you'll get to actually peel back the fog of war and unveil the next location with its points on it.
Yes.
We all love sticker books, right?
Yeah. So, well, I would love to sell posters of the map, but they're a little expensive, especially this one. I think this was like 120.
I mean, they don't have to be.
It's thick though.
They don't have to be canvas.
So we're gonna have those laid out, and the zones themselves, we have a simplified, kind of strategic game that we can play. It helps us on the back end track where our resources are, and we covered this a little bit in the last stream.
We did.
So it's going to help us with our ratio. And for those of you who aren't really into the back end of running LARP, who just want to show up and hit things, awesome. But for those of us who have to run things, we got to make sure that we try to entertain everybody. And I use a lot of ratio talk. So I always try to keep one NPC for every 3 players. If you look at our September event, our ratio is right about 3.
We're at 2.4.
2.4? Yeah. So 2.4 PCs per NPC, which is a very good ratio. Because I know that it is not super fun to fight 16, 17 people at the same time because you don't have enough NPCs. I've worked with like a 1 to 16 ratio before in the bad old days, and it was not fun. And yes, I agree. We need to start doing some t-shirts and some merch.
Yeah,
we gotta work on that.
I'm telling you what, watching the old live stream back to see what we're talking about tonight and looking at the picture of that map, I'm sitting here going, I can make an in-game version of that. I'd sell posters of that.
Yeah,
That's not like satellite imagery of our land. It's just like, it's prettier than our land. Yeah.
Most
From
definitely.
The sky.
Cool news. You reminded me about the satellite imagery.
Yes.
Google Earth actually updated. So if you go on Google Earth and look up the location of the site, you can now see the actual footprint of the new structures. So it's cool to like see it catch up. And for those of you who have the Google Earth app, you can also go back in time. So it's like every couple of years it updates it, and like you're able to see the progress that we're doing.
Yeah.
It's just a cool little thing. That I thought was cool.
I think that's cool.
So we got that. Guys.
But speaking of merch, you can get merch. You can get merch by joining our Patreon.
That's right.
Which is patreon.com/Alliance Crossroads. I'll post a link, but you can get basic merch. Now, do I want to add more merch? Yeah, I do. I really do. But I'm trying to run Crossroads and help run Nationals and everything else. So maybe next year, maybe when I'm really bored over the winter. But you can get Patreon merch. If you join, you get, depending on the tier that you are, you get a sticker, a t-shirt, a mug, and a hoodie. Or a hoodie, depending on what tier. I'll post that link down below as well, and you can rock out with our gnome and genie on your t-shirt or your mug, which we don't have in front of us. We usually do, but that's okay. You'll see on the Patreon.
Yeah, things are, oh man, you mentioned being bored. I haven't been bored in like 2 months. It's been pretty busy.
I haven't had time to be bored. I'm just tired. I'm just tired.
Whew. So, I'm taking a day off after all this stuff is over.
I think we're all going to run away in the winter and, just disappear for a while.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to go bury myself in the snow somewhere.
But I'm super excited to put on these next 2 events in the next 3 weeks, and I can't wait to see all of you out at the Crossroads site. We're going to be shooting. I have a special guest host, hopefully making it down from the north to shoot the national episode. I think a little bit of a spoiler there, but I really like the idea of having like a guest host so I can focus on running the game. But I'll probably get a camera in my hand a time or two. But also some costumes as well.
Yes.
Guys, it's been a really interesting experience putting this all together. It's been one of the larger challenges in my adult life I have faced on the civilian side of things. And I'm pretty proud of my team and of all of the work that we've all put in, and some of the scratchier parts of doing this job.
Yeah. My life has been spreadsheets for 2 months.
Yeah. Mine has been wood chippers and work.
I'll take the spreadsheets.
Yeah.
I'll take the spreadsheets. You see these hands? These hands don't wood chip.
Yeah, it's a little rough on the hands.
These are caster hands.
Speaking on things being a little rough out there, I just wanted to shout out to everybody. In like the LARP verse, there's a bunch of people who have had surgeries, sicknesses, injuries. Folks, thank you for being part of this community, but please get well soon.
Please be safe.
I'm pulling for each and every one of you. Man, some of us aren't getting any younger, and some of you, I'm like, wait a minute, aren't you one of the young guys? No, hold on, slow down. But for real, guys, get well soon. You're in our thoughts, and that's one of the cool things about this community is. Even though it may not make the trouble go away, but knowing that people are pulling for you really makes a big difference. So thank you so much for your support through all of this. The next time I see most of you, it will be at the chapter or at the national or at symposium. I was thinking of like putting up like the videos that I sent the presidents for symposium, but like it's like 20 of us that actually want to know what the place looks like, and the owners can wait. So I'll probably post the video to the owners forum.
Yeah.
But anyway, guys, I think I got the rest of my list done. I just
a couple of reminders as well. So since we were talking about the map and the national, remember you guys to bring a mini for your player group.
Yeah.
Not everybody needs a mini. There's not enough room on that map. But one that represents your player group, I think it'd be kind of fun to do a little contest and see who has the best representation of their group. Maybe give you guys a prize. You know, gnomes love that stuff.
Gnomes do.
They
love
really
that
do
stuff.
love that stuff.
So there's some mechanics that we can actually go into before we sign off, just to kind of clue you guys in. And we will be directing folks at this videos and the two videos beforehand for some of the details. So gnomes. There are gnomes on the site.
What are gnomes?
Yeah, they are the cool little decorations. Most people like them. So we use them in game not only as characters. It helps solve a logistical problem of when you need somebody to push your narrative forward, but you don't have 45 minutes to throw on a costume just to go in and say, hey, go over there.
Yeah.
So the gnomes do that for us. They also provide us with witnesses.
Lots and lots of witnesses.
So when you have a smaller chapter and a large land base and you want to provide a world that is populated, right? It's notional population. So if you're in town, it is notional that there's town people walking around and farmers walking around, and the ones that you see and interact with are the ones that have stuff for you to do.
Yeah.
It's kind of like one of those meta things that we all do but try to say that we don't do. It's very, very rare that you send somebody out of your NPC camp to do nothing. It has happened.
Yeah.
I have cast people to be rocks and moss before, and we know what type. You have 1 billion hit points. Yes! And you swing ones. Yes! Yeah. So, if you know, you know. So we use them as witnesses because if you had like a necromancer chucking necro in the middle of your town, your notional town, somebody would notice. So we put them around the more peaceful areas of town. That way, if it is empty, there's still someone there in the game world. They're like the doozers of our universe. They're always doing things, and they help out every now and again, but they're always in the background. But they provide us with a way to control that type of uncontrollable action that should be witnessed, and it should have repercussions in the game world if the world was actually populated the way none of us can actually do. Back on the ratio, right now we have a pretty big split between NPCs and PCs at the national side. We could use more NPCs.
Please.
But here's what we got. You got a guy who came up with very bad ratios. I mentioned them before, the 16, the 10s, fighting 10, 12 people at the same time as a crunchy. Not the best fun for an NPC experience. So what we're going to have to do if our ratio does not improve, and what traditionally some of the mechanics of the game have been used to do, crowd control. All right? So we're going to have to flip some of you guys against your in-game will. What I would hope that our players do is don't half-ass it. If we try to turn you, be it any means of the in-game, normally that's, and this is just something that you can take to every game that you play from now on.
Yeah.
If your NPC camp is throwing out crowd control like that, older players, if they're trying to flip you, throw into your friends. Take it as an opportunity to flip around and put some hurt into it. I've seen it happen a time or two when someone gets hit with a control, a device of insert plot here or insert otherworldly control elsewhere, and they'll kind of like half-ass it. But like, if we need you guys to flip, we're gonna have to have you guys flip hard. And that's one of the ways that we can help our lack of NPCs. Another way is environment. All right, and this is where sometimes the rules can get a little picky at each other, right? So if myself and India are throwing a module for you, but
we're not
it's
throwing hands.
but it's just me and India, all right? We had a plan that we could take on 6 of you, but you showed up with 15. That happens in mods sometimes.
Yeah.
Right? But we only we only gave us enough for the 2 of us. A problem that I've ran into, and this is on a larger scale, more than just the 2-to-1s, is the player control methodology. So if you were to charm us, when a charm is used, or like a subjugates another one, it has a so like, let's say if the narrative is that you guys are in the plane of fire and you are being overwhelmed. Like, they're everywhere. Fire elementals are just coming out of the woodwork and squishing you. There's no way that me and India, specifically if you subjugate 2 of us, that we can replicate that other than verbally. So, like, I know it makes in-game sense to do, but flipping NPCs when a ratio is already hurting really takes fun away from people, and like, pick and choose. And I know it's weird because casters, you only have your moments when you can take them, and you really have to choose them. But I would really rather come up with in-game methodologies and reasons to turn you guys when we need the numbers, and have you guys kind of go, oh, well, this is one where we shouldn't do that tactic because it doesn't make sense. When it's like a wave battle and it's, you know, you're up against the wall, we'll loosen it a little bit. But when we're trying to, like, push a narrative and push a story, you know, some give and take there is required.
That's where we're reminded that this is a cooperative gameplay style. Yeah. And we try to make sure that you guys are always having a great time. Sometimes it's nice to have you guys realize when we're trying to do something and help us out a little bit.
So here's one of the things, and Dave, thank you so much for offering to hop fence.
Yeah. We never like asking people to do that.
We never do, and there's a couple different reasons for that. And this is in no way saying that you guys are the ones that are going to do the type of things that have caused issues with fence hopping before.
So like, some people have ruined it for everybody else, kind of thing.
Sometimes people player will do something shitty in game and then hop fence to get out of repercussions for it.
We'll still find you if you do that. We'll still find you.
Sometimes they'll do it just to beat the heck out of their own friends.
That's why I'm an NPC, because I love beating my friends up.
Yeah, and there is... The way we run at Crossroads, our NPCs are very much part of our team, so they're clued into the whole shebang from beginning to end.
Yes.
So there's always a risk that you're going to ruin some of your good time, because they're part of that story, very much so. But if you are given the opportunity to put an additional costume piece on and to become something for a set period of time when we may need to crank up the danger, if you will, I'll talk to you guys on site. There is something that I know Dave has been a part of. I can't remember everybody that was there first season Crossroads, but you guys were part of
first season.
Yeah, like New York Crossroads.
Not me.
So we're doing something very similar to that, and I would love you guys to. We'll figure out a way to get you guys involved in that. I would look forward to that. Yeah. But either way, I'm very much looking forward to seeing everybody out at the National at this next Crossroads event. Both of them are going to be record breakers. Both of them are going to see the site in a better position and condition than it ever has been before. The Porta-Johns were just cleaned yesterday, and the 2 big custom accessible ones are set up and ready to go. The vendors are ready to go. The symposium site is ready to go. Yep. We're ready to go.
And remember, guys, NPCing is free. And I haven't fully finalized this yet. Forgot to tell you this earlier. Surprise. I'm going to... There's a thing that happens at some Alliance games where they count how many times an NPC has died. For the Nationals, we're going to die a lot. We're going to do that too, but I am going to have a prize for whichever NPC dies the most. An in-game prize, because I know y'all PC too. And a little out-of-game prize to take home with you as well.
Nice. Oh, well, we didn't even bring it up. So we're not going to tell you guys what it is.
No.
Not yet, but... The special gift for each and every one of you that shows up to the National event, they have come in. They're ready to be given out to all of you. And every single one of you can guaranteed utilize it immediately.
Immediately.
In
fact, I might even ask you to utilize it immediately and take a picture of all of us.
Like, useful in-game. like
immediately.
that. So I can't wait to give out those gifts with your food registration packets.
They're not kittens. No,
we are not.
Socks
we are
is
not,
a good idea. Actually, that's actually a good idea. It's actually, you know what? XR branded socks. I don't hate it.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean,
Genie on one foot, gnome on the other. That, you know, I'm down for socks. I'm down for socks, actually.
Yeah, we're
Next
not
year.
Here's a kitten. You're welcome.
Here's a 14-year commitment.
What could be better? So, folks, I'm heading back to site to get back to work tomorrow night. I have volunteers showing up in the evening to get the game set up for Saturday. We don't have Friday. Oh,
Yeah, we don't have Friday this time. No, Friday's just for hanging out.
Yeah. So we got volunteers coming both Thursday and Friday of this week to set things up, and that is going to be a soft setup for the national, where we have basically a week before the symposium stuff starts, a week and a half. We have volunteers showing up the Sunday before the national to spend the entire week on the site, building the site, getting things done, dotting the I's, crossing the T's, and getting it ready to be the best national that Crossroads has run. So,
it doesn't matter that's the only national Crossroads has run. Don't think about it too much.
It's going to be the best. But it's like we said, it's already a record breaker just on the pre-registration, and I can't wait to get the event running, and I can't wait to see you guys out there. You got anything else, Rose?
Nope.
Any more questions from the gallery?
So far. Last minute questions. 3, 2, 1.
That was like 3 seconds.
I don't know.
Do I got any like cool? I mean, okay. Well, here's a little something while we're waiting for the last bit of questions. I got a little time lapse. So this is one of our new doohickeys. It's a time lapse gimbal, but I can't really get it to work reliably yet.
Oh, she has a mind of her own. Where's she going? We don't know.
So, it is. Yes, Mary. Mary Margaret. There will be a NPC briefing. Everybody will be clued in on how the weekend goes, and we're gonna have our new player training
on Discord before the game. I don't have an exact date yet, but that will be on Discord. I'll be hosting. We'll get it all done.
And you will also have a basic plot preamble. We have one of our plot members, Lawrence, has came up with a wonderful premise to base the world off of, and it is going to be the broad strokes before you get the actual write-up before the game. You're coming to help a shard, but the shard is
dying.
Dying, all but lost. So it is you're fighting against a war that has already been lost. But you're trying to get one last.
Trying to help as many people left that you can. Head count before the event, PC/NPC. That's not something that we normally do, but should we do that for the national?
Right now it's 45 and 10.
Yeah.
So it is 45 PCs signing up and 10 NPCs, which is an attendance record for Crossroads. We bought 150 of those gifts for people. So if we don't get 150 people showing up, whoever shows up to the closer is going to get those gifts in. And they'll be just as useful then. And just as happy to give them out. So either way, we'll get those gifts out. And again, for those of you who have done this before, just getting an event to exist is a small miracle when so many things can happen to derail this hobby of ours, be it real life, it takes its swipes at you from time to time. So I'm happy to do what I can to give you guys a reprieve from all that other stuff so we can show up, enjoy our hobby with each other, check in with each other because we care about each other, and, get together. I can't wait to see you guys out there. See you guys at the symposium. It'll be a good time. Are there any other questions?
No other questions. If you guys have more, you can always message me on Discord or message the 2023 National Event channel in our Discord, which that link is in the chat.
Indeed.
Mm-hmm.
So, until next time, guys, we will see you on the next one. And, yeah.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.